You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Do you want that real sports talk? Unfiltered, unsanitized? Well, you have found it. This is a revolution in radio. The realest, trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people. Yeah! What's happening? Yay! It's your boy Doug Stewart. Thank you so much for joining me on my show. And today is a fantastic Friday. Bring it back. Bring it back. Yes! Woo! I mean, I feel good. I want to kiss myself. Yeah! April 3rd, 2015, this is the Doug Stewart Show. The realest, trillest show in America. And once again, a fantastic Friday. You can give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email the show at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Shouts out to everybody already in the chat room. Yes! Yes! Rail Scott, Big Vince, Jungle Brother, That Ninja, Mocha Bella, shouts out to everybody already in the chat room, man. Texas Ty, appreciate all of the love, man. And if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, what we do every single day, Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. is we talk sports, we talk guy talk, we talk about whatever everybody's talking about at the water cooler. That's what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. We have a good time. We do lists. We got a great list today, man. I mean, you can tell in advance what lists are going to be the best and what we're going to have the most conversation about. So today is a very easy one, man. It's very easy. And as a matter of fact, I think, sometimes there's a debate about the list. Not this one, though. Not this one. Today's list, I'm going to give you the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times. And I need your thoughts on that as well. Give me your top 5 Eddie Murphy movies. Now, today is his birthday. All right, so today is his birthday, and, I'm not the Lone Ranger, so a lot of people have been talking about Eddie Murphy and the best Eddie Murphy movies of all time. And so this morning I had on, as I normally do, just running on the background on the TV, I had those guys, Mike and Mike, on, and they were talking about the same topic. And they kind of included the stage concerts, Raw and Delirious. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because that kind of, muddies the waters or whatever. So I'm going the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. My list is entirely different than the list that I've seen out there. And I did a couple of top 10 Eddie Murphy movie searches, and a couple of Eddie Murphy movies ain't getting the love and the respect that they deserve. I'm telling you, okay? And if you've listened to the Doug Stewart Show, man, I kind of mentioned these movies before, so you may know. But, yeah, my list is pretty different than every other list that I've seen out there. And basically, the variables I used in coming up with my list is how well known is the movie, and how many laughs per second did I get from the movie, okay? Yeah, that's it. And all these other criteria that I saw those guys using this morning on Mike and Mike, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's real simple. Did I laugh my ass off when I watched this movie? And that's what I base my list off of, the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. So stay tuned for that on today's show. We also got your BPA nominees. So we're going to give out the BPA today, and that's the Boiled Peanuts Award. If you're new to the show, ask somebody in the chat room. They'll tell you about it, what exactly it means. It's a long story. So we're going to give out your BP award today. We do that every single week, and what it is basically an award to the like my boy Charlemagne, my homeboy Charlemagne says on his show, the donkey of the week. Right. It's the guy in sports and beyond. We're going to have to include some people from beyond as well that did something stupid, something silly, something that we talked about all week long, people were passionate about. So today, we got your BP award coming up as well. All right, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Now, you can give me a call. You can email me once again at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive is to follow the show on Spreaker.com, hit the little follow button, and then jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, all my peoples, all of my Stewies already in the chat room doing their thing. So on this show, I read a lot of chat. And in effect, everybody in the chat room is kind of like my co-pilot, my wingman, my co-host. All right? So they talk about the stuff we're talking about, and I pay respects, and I read a lot of their chat, man. It's our show. It's our show. It's my show first. Like, I'm the person that gets the checks. Right, if there's ever a check, I get that. But y'all get what they call a pat on the back. Yes, sir. I mean, that's a great thing. That is a great thing. Speaking of checks, If you like the show and you'd like to donate to the Doug Stewart Show, man, you can do that as well. Go to the DougStewartShow.com, the website. There's a little donate button to the right, and we would appreciate it if you would tip your waiters. As simple as that, all right? Something that you can afford, over $5, we'll send you out a gift as well, a thank you gift. So, yeah, that's the DougStewartShow.com, and click on the donate button and help your boy out and support independent radio. I mean, this is the realest, trillest sports talk, guy talk show in America, all right? But we do have bills. So if you can help your boy out in that manner, we would definitely appreciate it on the Doug Stewart Show. All right. So what else are we going to get into today, man? Shaka Smart. The title of today's show is Not Too Sure Shaka Smart Is. If you've heard about that, he's taking a job. I'm not sure he went about this the right way. We'll get into that. We'll talk about this Jonathan Taylor story at the University of Alabama a little bit more. Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao in the news. Aaron Hernandez's trial is the prosecution, in effect, has rested. We'll talk about that. And the New York Jets, there's a little bit of rumblings out there that the Jets might take a quarterback. Yeah. Or maybe the studio audience feels like this. I don't know. If you're a Jet fan, what do you think about that? Are y'all done with Geno? Are y'all done with Geno? So we'll talk about that a little bit later today as well. We'll do birthdays. We do birthdays every single day. If it's your birthday or if you know somebody that has a birthday today and you want to give them a shout out, hit me up in the chat room and I'll read that birthday out to the world because, I mean, the listener to this show is the world, okay? We're big in Atlanta, mostly in Atlanta because that's the base of the show. But we are huge all over the world as well. You got to make sure you turn the damn phone off. But, yeah, so we are big all over the world. So if you want to shout out somebody for their birthday, man, hit me up on the chat line, and we'll do that on the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338, and you can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Yeah, the Shaka Smart thing, man, he's going to take the job at the University of Texas. And obviously, I mean, it's a pay bump. It's a bump in class as well. As obviously, Virginia Commonwealth is like one of those mid-major schools. So he's going to the Big Ten. The Big 12. He's going to the Big 12 to coach the Texas Longhorns. And I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this, but Shaka Smart has basically declined a lot of big jobs out there over the last couple of years, over this great run that VCU has had. And he takes the Texas job. I'm going to kind of remind you of some of the jobs that he had the opportunity to take and he didn't. Not so sure Shaka Smart is smart. I want to get your thoughts on that. The NCAA tournament is this weekend, the Final Four. We're going to talk about that as well. So a lot of stuff to get into on the Doug Stewart Show. Woo! Yes, sir. And so when we get back, we'll talk about Shaka a little bit more. Love that name. Wish my old man would have named me Shaka. That's a fantastic name. Shaka. You remember the Shaka Zulu movie? Shaka. All right, when we get back from the break, not too sure Shaka Smart is. We'll talk about that. Take your calls, read your chat. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
And we getting a lot of chat because Tree made a comment and used the term have sex raw. And just like you cavemen dudes that listen to this show, y'all eating that up.
If you're going to say it right. It's ride raw.
Ooh. Okay, see that, Tree? You can't do that. William Mack, I'm torn on whether or not to nominate Dwight Howard for garnishing his baby mama's bank account for violating a gag order. She was wrong for mentioning his name on that bootleg show, but come on, man. That's the mother of your child? Yeah, and I read this story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And it does seem very petty. Dwight's got $1 gazillion, and this chick clearly is just trying to keep her name relevant so that she can continue to get roles on reality shows.
I mean, we talked about this before, and you all jumped on the woman when she ain't trying to work. She's trying to work. Okay.
But she broke the rule. She broke the agreement, Tree. She can get a job. I mean, I guess it'd be less. It'd be harder for her to get a job if she doesn't intermingle Dwight Howard conversation into the talk.
What kind of job can she get that's going to accommodate the lifestyle that he created for her?
Oh, here you go.
Hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
What Chick-fil-A it is then? She not attached to dude anymore.
She is forever attached to dude because she rode raw.
Okay, now you really just playing with the people in the chat room and the listeners' emotions. Okay, you know they just pervs like that and they like to hear you talk dirty. You didn't have to go there again 3 times a day on the show.
Yes, you once, twice, 3 times, lady.
Sports talk, straight, no chaser.
What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
Yo, man, so what happened with this girl last night, man?
She was beautiful.
She was beautiful, but her feet were jacked up.
Were they?
Yeah, I pulled the covers back.
Yeah.
It was hammer time. I should have known something was up. I seen her shoes had little bumps on the top of the shoes when I met her, but I thought maybe it was an old shoe or something. And you would never, ever think a woman that fine would have hammer time in her shoe.
You never think a woman that fine would have hammer time in her shoe. That's a clip from Boomerang. This is the Doug Stewart Show. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. And coming in at number 5 on my list is the movie Boomerang. Classic lines. A lot of classic lines in that movie. And Eddie Murphy celebrates his 54th birthday today, man. Happy birthday to Eddie Murphy. We talked about comedians a couple of weeks ago, and this is a very passionate subject. I mean, talking about your favorite comedians is akin to talking about preachers. Like, people are very sensitive when you talk about they preacher Creflo Dollar or Eddie Long. People are very sensitive, and it's the same conversation that we have when we talk about comedians, but it's definitely a situation where Eddie Murphy is probably one or two on most people's list as far as top comedians of all time. So happy birthday, 54 years old to Eddie Murphy. Eddie, you look good for 54 now. I mean, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Eddie Murphy looked damn good for 54. Like, 50 is like the new 60. And 60 is like the new, am I saying that right? 50 is like the new, 50 is like the new 60. 40 is like the new 50. No, 50 is like the new 40. You know what I'm talking about. People are looking younger today than they used to look back in the day. Like, grandparents don't look like grandparents now. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think people are keeping themselves in better shape, doing more exercise. We're more conscious about that type of thing. We're eating better. You got these Whole Foods popping up all over the place, and people are health conscious. I mean, your granddaddy looked like a granddaddy back in the day. We're talking about my era and the time period that I grew up. Your granddaddy and your grandmama, they look like a typical grandmother and a typical grandfather. You know, the characters that your boy Ricky Smiley portrays, they look like that. Not so much anymore. They don't even like to be called grandparents. And my mother's a little bit progressive in that. She's here in Atlanta for a couple of events we had with the kids. My daughter went to her prom. My nephew's saying their Easter speeches this weekend. And so my mom's at my house, all right, all week long. And my mom, ever since my kids were born, she didn't let my kids call her grandma. Like, my kids call her Mimi. And you notice that? Like, a lot of times now, they call my mother Mimi, and they call my wife's mother Nanny. Like, they kind of came in the transition where you acted and looked like a grandma to these newfangled grandmas, And these newfangled grandmas, they don't want to be called grandma. And they got like a younger attitude essence to them. And that's my mother and my mother-in-law. Yeah. This is the Doug Stewart Show. 443-820-3338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'm going to read a lot of your chat here on today's show, as well as talk about BPAs a little bit later. I'll give you that list here in a second, as a matter of fact. But let me finish the birthdays. We already talked about Eddie Murphy. He turns 54 years old today, so happy birthday to him. Cam Chancellor, safety for the Seattle Seahawks, turns 27 years old today. Jared Allen, defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears. He turns 33 years old today. Kelly Price turns 41 years old. Where's Kelly Price at? I ain't seen Kelly Price in a minute. Has Kelly Price done anything recently? She turns 42 years old today. Tree says she's lying. I would have thought Kelly Price is older than 42 as well. For some reason, I got her pegged like in her late 40s. I guess I'm wrong on that. Eric Braden. You know who Eric Braden is? The great Victor Newman from Young and the Restless. Eric Braden is 74 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Tony Orlando from Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree. That Tony Orlando. He's 71 years old today. Wayne Newton is 72. Speaking of Wayne Newton, what's the Wayne Newton song Carl used to always dance to? About to get love. And that guy, Wayne Newton, he's 73 years old today, so happy birthday to him. And the last one, shouts out to Ari Spears. You remember we had Ari Spears on the Two Live Stews many, many years ago. Comedian, does great impressions, does the best Jay-Z impression you will ever hear. Go on YouTube and search Aries Spears. You've seen the guy. He's been in a ton of stuff. He's on that Mad TV show. Been on there for a long, long time. Real talented brother. He's 40 years old today as well, so happy birthday to him. So, yeah, number 5 on my list is Boomerang, talking about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times. That's what we're doing on the Doug Stewart Show. And if you've been under a rock, I guess kind of the biggest news story over the last 24 hours, one of the top news stories along with the Alabama story and Jonathan Taylor, is Shaka Smart. Shaka Smart is finally leaving VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, and taking the head coaching job for the Texas Longhorns. So congratulations to him. I'm not sure about this, though. All right, let's be real about this. Okay? Let's be very real about this. Texas is in the Big 12. The Big 12 is a football conference. I mean, it's not even close. And so he's going to one of the bigger names, one of the bigger brands in college football in Texas. And the basketball program, Rick Barnes fired after a long, long time. And the program has never really done anything that significant that I can remember. Probably the biggest thing they've ever done is signing Kevin Durant. But so Shaka Smart leaves VCU to take the head coaching job at Texas, which is a football school once again, in a football conference, the Big 12. I'm not sure about that. You know some of the jobs that Shaka Smart has turned down over the last couple of years? In 2011, he turned down an offer from North Carolina State. And it's North Carolina State, but it's the ACC. And he turned that job down for $2 million. Now, he was making about $1.3 million at VCU at his last stop at VCU as a head coach there. And so he's going to get a pay raise. Rick Barnes is making over $2.6 million, so you would think that he would get that. Maybe because he doesn't have the tenure that Rick Barnes had, maybe he'll get the same. I don't know, maybe a little bit more. The details of his new contract have not come out yet. So he could have had the job at North Carolina State, turned it down. They were going to give him $2 million. Then in 2012, his home state of Illinois offered him a job with the Fighting Illini. He was going to get $2.5 million. Okay? And remember now, Illinois used to be a solid program back in the day. They did, all right? Had a couple of real good teams over in the not too far past. So, and not only that, that's his home state. So he could have got $2.5 million in 2012, turned it down, and then in 2013 he got an offer from Minnesota, and then the big one, he could have took the job at UCLA. Yes! This guy could have been the head coach of UCLA, and he turned it down in 2013, and then as well as he got an offer once again in his home state, Marquette in Chicago. He got an offer from Marquette and turned that down as well. So you turned down Marquette, UCLA, Illinois, and North Carolina State to take the job at Texas? I don't know about that. And I don't know whether he was waiting for, and I don't know if you can even get a bigger job than UCLA. And UCLA has kind of lost its luster over the years. It's not the same thing as it used to be. I understand that, but it's still UCLA. It's still UCLA. It's still in Los Angeles. It's still got a tremendous brand, one of the biggest brands in sports, not just college basketball. And he turned that down for Texas, a football school in a football-heavy conference? I'm not sure about that, Shaka. What are your thoughts on that? Am I missing something? Not saying it's a bad job. Any job in college basketball, a top-tier job in college basketball is a great job. He's going to get a pay increase from what he was making at VCU. I don't think he played his cards right on this one, though. Yeah. UCLA? Ooh. All right, what are your thoughts on that, man? Give me your thoughts in the chat room. I'll read a lot of your chat when we get back from the break. We'll continue to talk about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times and do what we do every single day, and that's have fun on the Doug Stewart Show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So I'm probably 6. So Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield. And it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whipped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. Hey, yo! You're locked and loaded and listening live to the realest, treeless sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. It's a fantastic Friday. You can give me a call at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And talking about everything going on in the world of sports. Got kind of a new development on that Jonathan Taylor story from the University of Alabama. We'll talk about that. I'll read some of your chat. But let me give you your BP award nominees for the week, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm going to read a lot of chat here in a second, so stay tuned for that. So BP awards, your BPA nominations, and we'll give you the actual winner a little bit later in today's show. So the first one that gets a BP award nominee is the judge that's locking up all these Atlanta teachers for many, many years. He gets a... And if you didn't listen to the show yesterday, if today's your first day, I mean, we talk about a lot of things, whatever's in the news, and a big story here in Atlanta is the cheating scandal. And it actually came to a culmination a couple of days ago. They were all charged, or 11 of the 12 defendants were found guilty and hauled off to jail. And, obviously, once again, I'm not going to get into the entire story that we did yesterday, but you can Google it and find out what's going on. But these people are going to jail for, I read, between 10 and 12, or between 10 and 20 years. Get it out. And I just think that's excessive as hell for what they did. I don't think the punishment fits the crime. So the judge that had those teachers hauled off to jail, he's nominated for a BP award. Jonathan Taylor's girl. You know the situation with Jonathan Taylor, a defensive tackle from the University of Alabama, originally with the University of Georgia, kicked out of school for a assault against a female acquaintance. Alabama gave him a second opportunity, and the same type of accusations were made about him with another young lady at Alabama. He was kicked off the team, and subsequently after that, The girl came back and said she was lying. So she's definitely nominated for a BP award. And to finish telling you the story about that, and I talked about it, a little while ago, that some new developments happened with that. Alabama's not going to put the kid back on the team. Alabama spokeswoman Deborah Lane said in a statement Thursday that former defensive tackle Jonathan Taylor is no longer a student at the University of Alabama and is not eligible for readmission, even though the accuser in Taylor's domestic violence case recanted her story that Taylor assaulted her. I'll give you the rest of these BP award nominees here in a second, but let me talk about this for a little bit, man. Very adamant and very, very staunch in my support for Nick Saban, saying that he gives people second chances. Now, were his motives more so for giving this kid a second chance or keeping a good football player on his team? Probably the latter, but that's neither here nor there. I do believe in giving second chances. This might be the case study for these professional teams, for these college teams, for athletics, for professional sports in general, on why you should just let these things run its course and why you should let the courts just do what they are there for and not try to play judge, jury, and executioner. So you mean to tell me, once again, this is going to ride with this kid for the rest of his life, even though right now, based on the information we have that this young lady recanted her story, they're going to still attach this to this kid for the rest of his life. He's been kicked out of school for a lie, and now they won't even let him back in school. So in effect, they're just going to perpetuate and continue the narrative of the lie. I mean, this is America, Jack. I cannot believe this. And so this is why you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I've heard everybody else on radio and TV, lightweight, just smooth past this and sweep the whole subject and the whole conversation under the rug. Everybody knows that this is wrong. It's almost like everybody's pissing on you and they're telling you it's raining. This is not right. It's wrong, all right? It's wrong. And they're not even going to let the kid back in school. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is like one of the most unbelievable things that I've ever heard in my life. Yes, it's safe or understandable to believe that maybe he or someone in his family, his crew, his friends, or whatever, a close acquaintance, may have paid this young lady off to recant her story. But we can't go on speculation. We have to go on the facts. And the facts are, she says it didn't happen. And they're still not going to let this kid back in school. This is, once again, the case study, man. I promise you. You have to always refer back to this. Even you can go back to the Brian Banks situation. There's been a lot of cases, the Jameis Winston situation. There's been a lot of cases that you can just throw out there and say, that this is wrong. It's simply wrong. It's simply wrong that Alabama isn't going to let this kid back in school. And so you know what? I'm going to nominate Alabama as well for a BP award too. We're nominating Alabama, the University of Alabama, for a BP award as well. I'm nominating Shaka Smart for a BP award because I don't know about his selection choice in the University of Texas when he had several other opportunities to take what I would consider better jobs. We're also nominating Mike Bray. That's right, the head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And not double-teaming Karl Anthony Towns in their Sweet 16 matchup this past weekend. Who else do we have? Or was that the Elite Eight? I think it was the Elite Eight. And then the last entity that we're nominating is the young lady that made those accusations against Jonathan Taylor. So all of them are nominated for this week's BPA. I mean, what are your thoughts on this Jonathan Taylor story? I mean, because of the accusation and because they've already made the step to kick him out, are you okay with Alabama not allowing him to come back into school and to the team? Or are you like me that thinks that this is some bullshiggity? I mean, it's unbelievable. Like what you have to do in effect is in effect apologize. You have to apologize to Jonathan Taylor. That won't happen. But the man was accused of something. This is another reason why 9 times out of 10, I always use the term innocent until proven guilty. And I really do believe that. I mean, very rarely will I just say I think a guy's guilty. Very rarely. I mean, I can't really think of anything right now as far as, I know one time, one particular case that I've said that I think the guy's guilty, and that's this Aaron Hernandez thing, but that's such an extreme, and that's so obvious, and they have so much evidence, I think enough evidence that says that he's guilty. I will give you my thoughts on that, but rarely I'll say I think a guy is guilty before you actually have a trial, before you ever actually let things play out. And this situation right here, man, is just absolutely horrible. Let me read some of your chat here. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. This is a fantastic Friday. We're talking about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time in honor of Eddie Murphy. It's his 54th birthday. Happy birthday to him. Number 5 on my list was Boomerang. I'll give you number 4 here in a second, so stay tuned for that. From my man Scotty. What up, Scotty? Hey, Doug, I disagree about Shaka. Actually, I think he is brilliant. Texas has the number 1 athletic department budget in college sports. They probably offered him a truckload of money, and he will have his pick of the litter in Texas and Oklahoma of 5-star recruits. If he can succeed at VCU with 2- and 3-star recruits, he should do some amazing things at Texas if they give him time. Dude can coach, and his kids love him. That's a good damn text or post. I didn't really think of it like that. Now, I'm not ready to say I agree with you 100% because I do think the brand plays into it heavily. But he's going to have his choice of any 5-star recruit that has come out or is coming out of Texas high school basketball. Texas and those surrounding states in the Deep South as well, Oklahoma as he talked about. Yeah, I suspect he probably will have his choice of those guys. But the other part of that, though, I don't necessarily agree with is you got to factor in, I think, a little bit more. And I don't think you're factoring in the whole Texas's profile of their brand and what they're known for. I think the top, players in the state of Texas and surrounding states, the 5-star basketball players, the McDonald's All-Americans, I think they'll leave Texas and go play for Kansas or go play for Duke. And I think the Winslow kid, as a matter of fact, is somebody that just comes to mind that plays for Duke. I think he's from Texas. Chris Bosh was from Texas, even though he went and played for Georgia Tech. But Georgia Tech still is no more of a basketball school than a football school, or it's debatable on whether they, which one is or isn't. But I don't know if the top flight basketball players in Texas will be convinced to stay in state and play for the University of Texas with all the money and all of the facilities and assets that they have, even with a great coach like Shaka Smart, as opposed to going to Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. I don't know. I think maybe those programs' brands outweigh the Texas brand. I don't know, but that's a very good point. Appreciate the chat message, my man Scotty. 404-382-0338. That's a great point, though. I mean, you're right. You're going to have money to work with. You're going to have money to work with. So we'll see. I'm wishing them nothing but success. Obviously. I'm wishing the young brother nothing but success. A lot of luck. But I just don't know about the Texas brand, man. And can you sell a kid and come in to play basketball in the Big 12? Unless you're Kansas in the Big 12. Unless you're Kansas, can you get the best players, even in state, to come play for your program? We'll talk about it a little bit more. I'll read more of your chat. When we get back from the break, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you my number 4 Eddie Murphy movie of all time. And I'm going to read nothing but chat. That's what I'm going to do, all right? Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is The Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So I'm probably 6. So Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield, and it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness, strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whipped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
Oh, this is so fabulous. Ain't nothing like getting together with family and having a good meal. Oh, please, take this bowl. It's hot.
I am hungry.
God damn, Sherman, it's almost like we don't see your ass no more. Good to see you, son.
Yeah, Sherman, you think you took Joe College good to spend a little time with your family every now and then? Well, I've been real busy with my research.
I don't want no potato. You know mashed potatoes give me gas. You know, in my day, Sherman, people used to spend time with their family on Sundays and special occasion, come around and pay their respect.
You mess around and mess all little Ernest golden years, magic golden years, and you're gonna be mad at yourself. That's your nephew.
Oh, baby's got a little gas. There you go. You better cover your plate.
Oh, grandma.
Mama, have some water.
It's been all night.
Don't tell them I'll cover your plate. Don't, not tonight, Cletus. I'll kick your ass.
Sherman, I cooked all this food. Is that all you gonna eat? Hey. What's wrong with you? You supposed to eat that thing, not scalp it. Well, Daddy, all calories in the chicken are found in the skin and in the fat, so I peel it
What you talking about? That's where all the fats and calories is. You know where that come from? Watching that damn TV. Every time you turn it on, they got somebody in there talking about lose weight, get healthy, get in shape. Get everybody looking all anorexic, talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is. And tell you something else. I don't know why everybody trying to lose weight in the first place. Ain't everybody supposed to be the same size. We're supposed to be all different. Big, small, medium, midget. You're supposed to have all of that. I don't know what it is. Everybody want to be the same size. Like that Oprah Winfrey. She gonna lose her weight. Wasn't nothing wrong with her. She was fine. Oprah was a fox. She lose all that weight. Her head look all big, skin hanging all off her, and Luther Vandross. Nigga used to be the Black Pavarotti. Lost all that weight looking all ashy. Oprah and Luther need to keep their ass one way because I'm confused.
Yes, I hope nothing's wrong with Oprah. She doesn't look weak.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Nutty Professor comes in at number 4 on my list of top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times. Eddie Murphy played every major character in Nutty Professor 1. I mean, just a genius. A comedic genius. Yeah, this is the Doug Stewart Show, and it's a fantastic Friday. The number is 404-382-0338. And you can email your boy as well at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. I'm going to read some of your chat here in a second. But, yeah, once again, talking about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. And once again, I'm telling you, my list, and I'm looking at some of you guys' lists, my list is nothing like y'all's. And once again, this is just me. This is something that really it's all per your choice or your thoughts or whatever your mindset is of a good movie and what do you think goes into a good movie. But my list is totally different than everybody else's for the most part. For the most part, we have the same movies, but there's a couple of obvious missing ones that people are just missing. So we'll talk about that on today's show. So number 5 on my list was Boomerang. Number 4 was The Nutty Professor. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This segment is brought to you by System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as little as $16.50 per month. Yes, sir. They've been in business for over 25 years. If you've ever got an issue with your security alarm system, you can call up there and ask to speak to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown. Real cool dude, man. Will take care of any problems that you have. They've got all the newest technologies. Anything that these big, huge companies got, System 5 Electronics is up on it. They are up on their game. Real tight outfits. So check them out online at System 5, the number 5, electronics.com. All right. I forgot to add add one name to the BP Awards, the BP Awards nominations, and that's Shanae Jenkins. Speaking of Aaron Hernandez, talked about that in the last segment. Shanae Jenkins, Shayana Jenkins, same damn thing. Shayana Jenkins is nominated for a BP award as well because she was lying her ass off on that stand. Talk about she didn't look in the damn box. Talk about she took the box somewhere and don't remember where she took the box at. I mean, just lying, trifling. I mean, just awful. So I don't know how I forgot to add her to the list. And me, we talked about it, and Tree actually called me up during the break. Tree's not here today, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. She called me up during the break. She was like, look here, man, you don't have Shanae Jenkins. Or Shayana Jenkins. I was like, oh, my gosh, I forgot all about that. So, yeah, she's nominated as well. We'll give you the BPA winner a little bit later. So let me read some of this chat here. And we're talking about Shaka Smart. Do you think him taking the job at the University of Texas is a good move? After shunning several major programs in college basketball over the last couple of years, he's going to Texas, a football program, a football school, known for their football program and a football conference in the Big 12. My man Scotty kind of made me think about it a little bit more, and being the fact that they do have the biggest budget in college athletics at the University of Texas, and he should be able to have his pick of all the top players in the state of Texas and the surrounding states as well. I just don't know about the Texas brand as it applies to basketball. I just don't know if that's enough. Shaka Smart and the big budget that they have to convince kids to stay in the state of Texas as opposed to going to North Carolina or Kansas or Duke or somebody like that. So we'll see. But that was a very good point that my man Scotty made in the chat room. You can jump in the chat on Spreaker.com. All right, follow the show on Spreaker.com and then jump in the chat room and be totally interactive. I've already sent out today's lucky tweet and your lucky number, so go to @The Doug Stewart Show. Follow me on Twitter and I'll be acting a fool on Twitter. A lot of times I'm real cool, but I'll have these little Twitter parties, and I'll comment about a certain sports event going on or a TV show going on or whatever. So I get to feel it on Twitter. A lot of times I don't tweet a lot, but when I get going and get moving, I tweet a lot and have a lot of fun with that. So my Twitter handle is @The Doug Stewart Show, and you can also find me on Twitter @Doug2 Live Stews. From Harold Archie, his #1 movie is Coming to America. He's got Nutty Professor at #2, Boomerang at #3, Beverly Hills Cop at #4, and Trading Places at #5. Good list. And let me tell you something. The honorable mention list is pretty stacked as well as far as top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. But once again, this list is nothing like my list. It isn't. It is, but it isn't. For Bro McDowell, Boomerang has star power. Eddie Murphy, Robin Givens, Halle Berry, David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence, Eartha Kitt, Chris Rock, Tisha Campbell, Leela Rochon, and Grace Jones. That Leela Rochon, oh my Lord. But have you seen her lately? Okay, for people that don't know, Leela Rochon is it Layla? Is it Layla or Leela? Layla Rochon is the chick that had the hammer time in Boomerang. She had the hammer time, and also she was also in Harlem Nights. You remember she played the chick they call her Sunshine? Good Lord, she used to be super duper fine, like worldwide fine, but now she's put on, 75 to 85 pounds of cellulite. And she isn't Sunshine anymore. Now, still very pretty, very cute. I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful face, but she's just, she's kind of let herself go. Bless her heart. It's okay, though. It's okay. Bless her heart. Now, you know me. I mean, I really, really adore me a big girl. You remember the chick Takara from America's Next Top Model? Oh, my gosh. I mean, she's just like the finest chick in the world. Her and, what's her name? Jill Scott? Woo-wee! Maybe we'll do that on another show. The finest, the top 5 finest big girls of all times. And I'm telling you right now, that chick Takara, if you've seen some of the pictures of her, and as a matter of fact, I think she had some nude pictures that she took, maybe for Playboy or something like that. And not that I went out looking for any smut or anything like that. I think somebody actually sent the pictures to me, and I clicked on it, and I was appalled. But then at the same time, I was excited as well. But that chick Takara, man, is super duper fine. And Jill Scott got rid of some of the old Jill Scott. She shed some of the 2005 Jill Scott, and the new Jill Scott is super duper duper fine. And I don't know how I got off on this big girl tangent. But I got much love for the big girls. But Layla Rochon, she is definitely in the big girl category now. Bless her heart. You know who else is in the big girl category? This is old school. The great Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy really, really let herself go. Oh, you're under the age of 30 and you're saying to yourself, who the hell is Jane Kennedy? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Man, let me just tell you like this. Jane Kennedy was at one point in her younger life the finest woman in the galaxy. Yes, Lord. Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy was like the first female in sports. Before there was Jamil Hill, and before there was Renisha Candidate, and before there were all of these other fine chicks in sports, in the sports industry, there was Jane Kennedy on the CBS pregame show, football show. Jane Kennedy was an analyst. I don't know if she was, I don't know exactly what she did. I can't remember what she did now because you're going back to when I was like a 7-8-year-old kid. You're talking mid-70s, maybe late 70s. Jane Kennedy was the bee's knees. So if you're a youngin', if you're a greenhorn, and I always talk about how we educate on this show as well, it's kind of like a history lesson on the Doug Stewart Show. Google Jane Kennedy. Don't Google Jane Kennedy like from the last 20 years. Google Jane Kennedy at the height of her career, and super, super, super fine. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, to Jane Kennedy. Ooh, I just had a flashback. Yeah. All right, I'm going to read more of this chat when we get back. And I'm also going to tell you what you're going to have to pay to see this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight at your crib. All right? We'll discuss that, man. They're going to make buku dollars for this thing, man. They trying to get all their money. And they ain't going to try. They're going to get it. They're going to get all of that money. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. All right? Don't go anywhere. This is the Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? Man. I mean, just like that, the first hour of the show is gone. Yes! Thank you for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. Fantastic Friday. What you got going on this weekend? So my daughter got another track meet tomorrow. And she's been really kicking ass in this track thing. But man, this is a real commitment. And people told me before she started that running track is a real big commitment, but I didn't believe them. But they were absolutely right. I mean, it's all day. You, in effect, burn an entire Saturday or whatever day. Sometimes the track meets are on Sunday, but this weekend is tomorrow, and you burn a whole day. I mean, the only thing that burns a day as much as track is golf. And so, I don't have any room to complain and argue because a lot of times I have burned days on Saturdays playing golf. So I'm happy to do it. I love it. It's exciting going out there and supporting baby girl. I think she's got some great potential. She just smoked a couple of kids a couple of weeks ago in the 100-meter, came in second out of 23 girls. She's 11 years old. First year ever running track. She's doing fantastic. I don't know if she's got the mentality and the heart to continue. And I don't mean she doesn't have the heart as far as she doesn't have heart. She has big-time heart. She's a real competitor. But I don't think that her desire right now, based on some of the things she said over the last couple of weeks, is of someone that's going to stick with this for long term. So, in effect, a couple of weeks ago, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, she came home, and she's grouchy when she goes to sleep. So I wake up from a nap like it's time for practice, and she's like, I don't want to go today. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to go today? You can't just not go to practice. And she's like, I don't want to go today. I don't feel like it. And she was real sad acting, and my wife came home, and she basically told my wife, tried to go behind my back and finagle her way out of going to practice. So that's not a good sign. And ultimately, she said this a couple more times, giving me the impression that she really isn't into it as much as she needs to. And she kind of alluded to wanting to quit. I was like, oh, hell no, you're not going to quit. I'm not going to let you quit. I mean, I'm not raising no quitters. Now, what we'll do is we'll revisit this after this track season. But you're going to continue this entire track season. You're not going to quit. I'm not going to let you quit. She didn't, in effect, say she wanted to quit, but she kind of made some hints that if she had her choice, she wouldn't go to practice anymore. So that's technically, I think she wants to quit. So I told her, nah, we're not going to let you quit. We'll finish out this year, let you get a full season in. You put in a lot of work. We're just not going to let you quit in the middle of the season. And then after the season, then we'll revisit it and we'll talk about it and see if you want to continue further, because I'm not going to make her do anything she doesn't want to do outside of not quitting her first time out. So, yeah, track is just a beast of a sport. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. The coaching in track is just another level, man, as far as the running and the endurance part of it and getting in shape, man. It's just a lot. And for people that listen to the Doug Stewart Show or the YouTube show that I had, even a couple of years ago, I think we were still doing the 2 Live Stews when I started running Masters Track. And it's just a lot, man. It's just a lot of work that you would never think. If you never ran track before, you would just think it's easy. You just running around and whoever's fast, they're ultimately the best. No, it's not like that, man. There's so much that goes into the sport of track, man. There's so much work that goes into the sport of track, man. All off-season stuff. It's just a lot, man. So that's what I got going on this weekend. My nephew's got a Easter program tomorrow, where they're saying their Easter speeches, so I'm excited about that. I'm not actually going to be able to make that because it's tomorrow. They're doing it on Saturday, which is something new that these newfangled churches do. But so they're doing it tomorrow. The church is too damn big, I guess, to do it on Sunday. It's too many kids and too many moving parts to do it on Sunday before the service like they used to do back in the day. So they're doing it tomorrow, so I'm going to miss that. But they're going to videotape it, so I'll see it that way. And so just going to be a busy weekend. And obviously Sunday, going to Easter dinner at my brother's house. And it's gonna be a fun-filled weekend, man. Yeah, be careful out there this weekend. 443-882-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. We're talking about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times in honor of his birthday, which is today. And he's 54 years old. I gave you my number 5 movie, which was Boomerang. My number 4 movie was The Nutty Professor. I'll give you number 3 here in a second. All right, let me read more of this chat, though, from Niner for Life. Scotty, you don't think UCLA can compete with Texas resource-wise? If you just joined the show a little bit earlier, one of my Stewies, Scotty, said that he thinks that it's actually a pretty good thing for Shaka Smart to go to Texas to be the new head basketball coach, because they have unlimited resources in effect. They have the biggest budget out of any college program in college sports. I've heard that before in talking about the football program. So they're all under the same program. And that's the question. What my man Niner for Life is saying is, when you compare them to the other quote-unquote basketball schools, they fail in comparison. I mean, very much so. You're talking about UCLA and North Carolina and Duke and some of the bigger name programs. And, I mean, yeah, Texas has this big budget, but UCLA ain't no slouch, and it's UCLA. I don't know. It's going to be tough. He's rolling the dice. Now, let me say this about Shaka Smart. And reading a couple stuff on him, a couple of stories about him last night when this news came out, I learned that actually Shaka Smart is a smart dude. Dude graduated summa cum laude from the college that he attended. I don't remember the name of the college right now. So dude is very, very bright. You know, he graduated summa cum laude. I made this joke the other day on Facebook. I graduated thank you, Laude. Right. So Shaka Smart is, in effect, smart, but I don't know how smart this move is to Texas in comparison to some of the other opportunities that he had over the last couple of years. I don't know. From Texas Tie, number 5, Showtime. I saw that when I was researching this Eddie Murphy thing earlier. I don't think I've ever even seen that movie. Is that a newer movie? But I don't remember it right now. I don't remember seeing it. I thought that I had seen every Eddie Murphy endeavor ever made, but evidently I have not. This movie, Showtime. So Texas Tie has Showtime at number 5. Number 4, Trading Places, which is a fantastic movie. Number 3, Harlem Nights. Number 2, Shrek. And what did Eddie Murphy play? What character was it? It was Donkey. And you're talking to a guy that have pretty much seen every kids movie of note over the last 15 years. Ever since my kids started watching movies. So my oldest daughter, or my middle daughter, Kayla, that lives with me, is 18 now. So she probably started going to movies when she was 3. So, yeah, the last 15 years. So I've seen Shrek. I've seen every movie. I'm not going to include Shrek in it because it was a voiceover, and in relative terms to these other movies, I'm just not going to put Shrek in my list. I can tell you that right now. But I get it. Shrek was a fantastic movie, but Eddie Murphy's role, you never saw his damn face. You don't know how good his acting was. I mean, it was a damn donkey character that they drew from a cartoon, so I'm not going to feel you on that one. And number 1, he has Life. Yeah. Let me look at my list one time. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm making an executive order right now. I'm making an executive change right now. Because I don't know how I did this. I forgot Life. I forgot to put Life on my list. So I am taking off Boomerang. Yes. And Boomerang is now going to honorable mention. Honorable mention. And number 5 on my list of Eddie Murphy movies. I'm making an executive decision, man. I have that right. It's my damn show. Number 5 on my list is Life, and I don't know how. I looked at several lists, and I guess a lot of the lists that I looked at, once again, why my list is different than everybody else's. Some of the lists I looked at, I didn't see Life, or Life wasn't listed. And I remember this morning and looking at and Mike and Mike, who I talked about, was on TV this morning, and they were talking about the same topic. And they didn't mention Life either, I don't think. And they were having a debate about that, and I think Jamil was saying how you don't have Life on your list. And Mike Greenberg didn't have some of the great Eddie Murphy movies on his list. But they were debating about Life, and yeah, I forgot about Life, man. So my bad. Life is now number 5. Boomerang is out. Boomerang is out to honorable mention. Number 4 was The Nutty Professor. And I'll tell you who number 3 is in a second, as well as we'll give you your BPA nominees a little bit later. Oh, man. It's good to be the king when you can make executive decisions like that on the fly. Shouts out to your Texas Tie. All right, when we get back from the break, I'll read more of your chat, as well as I'm going to tell you about that Mayweather-Pacquiao pay-per-view cost that you're going to incur if you have it at your house, if you have one of them little fight parties. But the Doug Stewart Show is hosting a fight party for the big fight on May 2nd. It's going to be at the Tavern Restaurant off of Campbellton Road. We'll give you more details on that in a little while, so stay tuned for that. But it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. But, yeah, when we get back, I'll tell you how much it's going to cost for you to show it at your house. All right? Have you a little fight party. Don't go away. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show rolls on. Keep it locked. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
I'd been talking about red rice and frogmore stew. Another one on the list, on number 13 on this list, is peanuts taste better boiled. Yes. And as God is my witness, my wife did not know people boiled peanuts and ate them. She did not. My wife's from Ohio. And yes, boiled peanuts, if cooked right, are the bomb.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
All right, so I got to clear something up. and I don't even know why anybody's mind would even work like this, but evidently it's becoming a topic of conversation. In the last segment, I was talking about boiled peanuts, okay, that come from out of the ground, not boiled peanuts. And so, evidently there's some talk in the chat room about Doug talking about boiled man parts. No, peanuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts, okay? What is it, P-E-A-N-U-T-S? Peanuts. No, man, not boiled peanuts. Come on, man. And I see Vern in here. Damn you, Vern. Ugh. Y'all know what the hell I was saying. This is the Doug Stewart Show. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
In 1938, the Knights belonged to Harlem. The place to be was Club Sugar Ray's. The man to know was Quick.
Now, when you see Quick, I suggest you guys make plans to go elsewhere.
I ain't afraid of going up against Smalls or Calhoun.
That's because you're young.
Come on!
Full of vigor.
I work for Mr. Calhoun.
What kind of work do you do?
Whatever's required.
What would a woman that fine want in a big, fat, nasty, greasy, 12 sandwich eating? What does she want with it?
I don't know, man. She likes fat guys.
Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Danny Aiello.
It's nice to meet you.
Michael Lerner, Della Reese, Jasmine Guy,
I'd like to go upstairs.
Arsenio Hall.
Oh, quick as mine. Gotta stop overreacting. Overreacted?
Harlem Nights.
I thought I was the only person who slept with his gun.
Yeah, coming in at number 3 on my list is the great Harlem Nights.
Let it bump down.
Oh my gosh. Somebody mentioned earlier about a star-studded cast on Boomerang. I think it might have been my man Scotty, I'm not sure. Talking about a star-studded cast in Harlem Nights? That might have been like one of Eddie Murphy's bucket list things to get like Red Fox and Richard Pryor on the same movie with him. Unbelievable, man. Harlem Nights, fantastic movie, man. One of my favorite movies of all time. So Harlem Nights comes in at number 3 on my list of top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times. Yes, sir. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. I'm going to read a lot more of your chat here in a second. But have you signed up for DraftKings? If you haven't, you need to. Go to DraftKings.com. Use the promotional code STEW. That's STEW. And when you do, whatever you deposit up to $600, me and DraftKings will match it. You cannot beat that with a stick. So go to DraftKings.com and use the promo code STEW. Also, after the show, we have the after party, which is on the Doug Stewart Facebook group, the Doug Stewart Show group on Facebook. So make sure you join up for that as well. Let me go ahead and grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Hey, man, happy Friday, Geek Stu.
Appreciate it, Vern. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm just sitting back chilling, man. Great show, great chat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, everything lovely, man. But
Appreciate that, Vern.
pretty much I had to make an appointment today. You know how she said she make appointments to do her thing?
I'm sorry?
She made one of the appointments today.
Yeah. Trita is not here not here today. I'm not exactly sure what she had going on, but she couldn't make it today, man.
Oh, yeah, Rod and Roy, I know. That's all good, but you know.
Hey, Vern, that's the only reason you called up here is to say Tree was somewhere riding raw.
Shaka, man.
I know it is.
About Shaka. No,
okay, what do you got on Shaka Smart?
You underestimate Shaka, man. Shaka went to a Final Four, dog.
Yeah, I remember.
On, baby.
He's a great coach.
You know?
He's a great coach.
And you know what they were saying about Barnes? Barnes was at Texas for 18 years and could never get to Elite 8 with all that talent, man. Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Eldridge, you know what I'm saying? Aldridge, you know, all these good players he came coming out of here, man. He just ain't got it. He can recruit, but he couldn't bring them to the top. Shaka will bring them to the top. The Muslim brother will always prevail. And like your sorry ass list, I'm gone.
You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I knew it. I smelled something coming on. He started talking about some Muslim brothers. And I could feel it. I could feel he was about to say something silly. You know, thank you for calling the show, though, Vern. 404-382-0338. So this fight's going to cost $89.95. Pacquiao Mayweather. $89.95. And that's not even in HD. If you want to see this fight and you only paid at $89.95, you're going to see a fight that's reminiscent of TV back in the 1940s because it's not HD. All right? So if you want to see the fight HD, they're going to add another $10, giving you a grand total of $99.95 to see Pacquiao Mayweather. Good Lord. Good Lord. The last high as far as the pay-per-view for a fight is when Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. Remember that was the most recent guy that was going to beat Floyd Mayweather. Just another list, a long list of guys that have what it takes to beat Floyd Mayweather. And halfway through the fight, you figured out really fast that Alvarez was outmatched. But anyway, they charged $64.95 for that fight, and then another $10 for HD. So they're beating it by what? Another $30? You're talking about a big time increase as far as pay-per-view, and they're going to get it. They are going to get it, all right, because everybody is anticipating this fight. The build-up for the last 5 or 6 years, man, has just been immense, and so it's going to be a tremendous day in sports. May 2nd, you got the NFL draft will still be going on at that time. You got the Kentucky Derby. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be a fantastic day, and we're a little bit under a month away. Yeah, what's today's date? March 3rd. Yeah, we're about a month away from a big day in sports. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. From that ninja, they have to make examples out of the false accusers. Yeah, the young lady, and I guess he's talking about the false accuser of Jonathan Taylor. She was arrested. She was arrested for filing a false police report. Now, I don't know what's come of that. I don't know if she's out on bail or what, or if it's going to stick or anything like that. But, yeah, she was arrested. You got to really make a statement. And I don't know. And they always try to keep the identity of the accuser, confidential and secret. Maybe in these instances, man, you need to put that person on blast. You need to put their name out there for public consumption to try to deter this type of stuff, man. But, yeah, it's very, very bad what this young lady did, and she is nominated for a BP award for that. KC, do you think Shaka could have gotten the Harrison twins at Kentucky? They are from Texas. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Even though they've stayed a couple of years at the University of Kentucky, Calipari's kids, the guys that come and play for John Calipari, let's keep it real. They're really there for a year stop off because they have to, but they're trying to get to the NBA. Is Shaka Smart going to foster that type of environment at the University of Texas? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see if he goes into a kid's living room and says to him, listen, I'm going to be open to you coming for 1 year and, in effect, jumping to the league, no problem. I have no issue with being a one and done. If he's willing to do that, that's probably going to open up the doors for a higher brand of player that he can come and get there, obviously. But a lot of schools ain't doing it like that. A lot of schools aren't selling what John Calipari is selling at Kentucky. A lot of them aren't. I don't know. And they strike me in those Harrison twins, going back to the post that my man made in the chat, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Those Harrison kids strike me as kids that are trying to go to the NBA, know that they have NBA potential. And so that's why Calipari gets those type of players. And I don't know if that's going to stop. I don't know if a couple of players that Calipari would normally get from the state of Texas. And as Vern mentioned, you have some good players that have come out of there. LaMarcus Aldridge played for the University of Texas. I believe he's a Texas native. They've got great players. They've got great players in every state. Texas is one of the biggest states in the country. So you can imagine they got a lot of great athletes. They got a lot of great football players. You know about that. But it's going to be interesting, man. I don't know. That's a great question. That's exactly what we're talking about with these Harrison twins, where they have stayed in state to play for Shaka Smart at Texas. I don't know. We're going to see real soon here. Miss Mocha Bella, Coming to America is my all-time Eddie Murphy movie, according to me. Rel Scott, Jane Kennedy was fine as wine. Yes, sir. One of the first celebs to do a homemade porn tape. I remember that. Pops had it on Betamax. Betamax. Now, that's old school. Yes, sir. When her tape dropped, I was like 9 and in love, laughing my butt off. Stringer, Doug, you tripping. I just saw a picture of Layla Rashawn. She still looks good. No, you saw an old picture of Layla Rashawn. Nah, not that she don't look good. She's still not cute. But I need you to go back and look at the date on that picture. But you know what? Maybe when I saw her, maybe she had just dropped a kid or something. A kid or 2 or 3. And maybe she's lost the weight. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the case. From Stringer. No, I just read that one from Stringer. We'll read more chat when we get back from the break. That's what we'll do. We'll read more chat, and we'll also give you this week's BP Award winner. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is The Doug Stewart Show. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The Doug Stewart Show. The place where the real players play.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service.
The Doug Stewart Show.
That's a brand name. Like Pepsi, that's a brand name. I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
The Doug Stewart Show. You ain't stewing. What the hell are you doing? Yeah! This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this. You own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Penis tastes better boiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to begin our study of the male erection. We are adults. Now, I want everybody together to go ahead and say, penis, penis, penis.
Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better boiled.
Come on, y'all, say it.
No, man. P-nuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. P-nuts. P-E-A-N-U-T-S. P-nuts. Y'all know what the hell I was saying.
Come on, y'all, say it.
And we've come to that time of the week. This week's BP Award winner. And your nominations are for Shanae Jenkins. Or is it Shayana Jenkins? Same damn thing. Shanae Jenkins, Aaron Hernandez's lying-ass girlfriend. The judge that's locking up all these Atlanta teachers. Jonathan Taylor's female acquaintance who accused him of assault. Shaka Smart for taking the Texas job. He's probably not going to win. Mike Bray for not doubling Karl Anthony Towns in that game the past week against Kentucky. So your winner is, for this week's BP Award. Damn, that's loud. It's hard to give it to anybody other than the young lady that accused a guy of sexual, or I don't know if it was even sexual assault, of assault in general. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know the young lady's name, so I guess on the trophy, we're just going to put the girl that accused Jonathan Taylor of assault, but then recanted later. That's a long-ass title on the bottom of a trophy, but we'll be able to do it on the Doug Stewart Show. So she's this week's BP winner. This is the Doug Stewart Show, man. Thank you so much for joining your boy. I really do appreciate it. If you're a company out there and you like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, we would absolutely love to partner with you. We would. I mean, we got a fire-ass product. We got a fire-ass listenership. Great people in the chat room, all of the Stewies. So it's going fantastic. And it is a fantastic thing we're doing here on the Doug Stewart Show. Independent radio is just fantastic. So if you like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, we like to do that. We'd love to talk with you about it, whether that's short-term or long-term. We have a program for you. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So we've been talking about the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all times. Today is his birthday. He's 54 years old. I had to make an executive decision and knock out Boomerang and put Life at number 5 because I totally forgot about it. It slipped my mind some kind of way. I don't know. I guess I'm old. Number 4 is The Nutty Professor. Number 3 is Harlem Nights. And the number 2 Eddie Murphy movie of all time, per Doug Stewart, is...
Oh, hi. Hey, good morning, Rasputia. Good morning. How are you this morning?
Where the hell are you going?
Oh, nowhere special. I was just gonna go out to, I'm just going over to Raging Waters.
Raging Waters?
Hey, I'm gonna, it's this thing I got roped into, darling. I was at this orphanage when I was raised, and the people from the orphanage, and now they're taking other orphans to Raging Waters, so they asked me to come and give back to the community, so I'm trying to, do my part.
Little Miss Skinny bitch gonna be there?
Oh, you mean Miss Lingling?
Now, you know damn well I ain't talking about no Miss Lingling. I'm talking about Miss Thing Thing from that picnic.
Oh, Miss Thing Thing from the picnic. Who are you talking about, sweetheart? I don't remember. Oh, wait, I think I remember now. The girl with she had the foreign name. Something Russian.
Kate, bitch!
Kate! Of course, it's Kate. Yes, I don't know if Kate's gonna be there. I hadn't even thought about it. It didn't even cross my mind. I wonder will Kate be there? Damn good question.
Well, I'm going.
No! I mean, you don't like water parks, Rasputia? No!
Who don't like water parks? I love them. They're just like amusement parks, except you ain't got to get off the rides to go to the bathroom. How you doing?
Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack because of this, man, but I don't care. Coming in, all right, at number 2 on my list of favorite all-time Eddie Murphy movies, man, is Norbit. Yes. And not one list that I look at did they have Norbit in the top 10. But I love that movie so much. If Norbit comes on right now, I will watch the entire thing. Rasputia is the funniest character maybe in the history of movies. The history of movies. I chuckle every single time. And I know you probably don't agree with me, and Eddie Murphy's done a lot of other bigger projects or whatever, but you put Norbit on, have you a beer, okay, or a cocktail, and just open your mind up, like that great funk group said back in the day, free your mind and your ass will follow, and you will laugh your ass off. This movie had so many funny parts in it, and that's what my list boiled down to. It boiled down to how much did I laugh, okay? And I laughed uncontrollably in this Norbit movie. Maybe you don't remember how funny this movie was, but I'm telling you, go back and watch it. Norbit was funny, and it comes in at number 2 on my list. like Norbit is one of those movies. Like I don't care what. Like Norbit, what was the movie Half Baked that Dave Chappelle did? Half Baked was another one of those movies that I just laugh my ass off every time I see it. You remember who was it? Marlon. You remember Marlon Wayne's character in Norbit? That was he was screwing Norbit and oh my gosh, just fantastic, man. So Norbit comes in at number 2 on my list of the top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. Let me go ahead and grab a call. I know y'all trying to clown. I know y'all clowning me. That's fine. It's my list. It's my list. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Sure. What's happening?
What up? T from Huntsville. What up, T? How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, you off in my wheelhouse, man. I'm doing just fine. You know, enjoying the show as always, man. Quick 2 hours on the radio.
Hey, T, stop for a second, T. Do you tell one person a day about the Doug Stewart Show, man? I really need you to do that.
Yeah, I do, man. And believe it or not, man, I'm sadly disappointed that some cats are conditioned to listen to that BS, man. I'm actually getting a little bit of resistance.
Yeah.
Sad to report.
Yeah.
It amazes me because I can't stand it. It makes me nauseous myself. But, oh, yeah, I pass the word, sir, because everybody needs
man,
to
I appreciate
it.
I appreciate it, T. Keep doing it, brother. We going to make it.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about that. Hey, Norbert, huh? Okay, I won't get into that. At number five for me.
T, wait a minute, T. Norbert isn't one of your favorite Eddie Murphy movies of all time?
Norbert does not make the top 10, and I know you shot me for Distinguished Gentleman, and you like Norbert? No, man.
No, Distinguished Gentleman was horrible, T. I mean, come on now.
Dude, I kind of think Norbert was horrible. I'm going to be honest with you. It was okay. But, that's probably outside of his top 10 for me, man. At number 5, I'll take Nutty Professor, you know, all the characters he played.
Right.
It's just a funny-ass movie. You know, all the characters, the genius of it and everything he did, it was just a funny movie. You know, baby pop right out. And then at number 4, I'll take, give me Coming to America. No, I take that back. That's not going to work. Give me Beverly Hills Cop at number 4.
Okay.
I remember seeing that. And this is a different time. I remember being in the 80s when it came out. I was a little kid, but I went to the movie theater to see it with my parents. And just think about how that movie was. And I was in there probably, 10 or so. But a good movie. I remember seeing my man floating around in the back of that truck with them cigarettes at the beginning because we walked in late. At number 3, let me get, golly, I'm drawing a blank here. Let me get,
Hey, T, I'm gonna need you to write this down, brother.
Okay, yeah, you're right, man. I'm walking around working my bad. Let me get Harlem Nights at number 3. Obvious what it is, great movie. All those great characters in it. One of my favorites. I think it's a classic. And, ooh, damn. Doug, I'm at the girl's phone, man. I forgot my list.
When you call up here, I'm going to need you to have your list together, T. T, you know I love you like a step cousin. But I'm going to need you to have your stuff together, brother. We running a business here, all right? We are running a business. I love you like a brother, but we are running a business, man. Have your list together when you call the Doug Stewart Show. 404-382-0338. For my man, Rough Buff, Showtime was trash. I don't even remember Showtime. I don't know what the hell Showtime is. And this is really bothering me. Somebody mentioned this movie that Eddie Murphy did called Showtime. I don't even remember the damn movie. Rough Buff. Shaka can create his own history at Texas and would always live in the shadows of the UCLA greats. Yeah, I mean, UCLA is just too established of a brand in college basketball to think that Shaka Smart could ever surpass that. I mean, you don't think Shaka Smart's going to win 10 championships out of 12 or 13 years, right? That's what it would have to take for you to even get in the same conversation. And he passed up that job. And living in Los Angeles, California, where it's 80 degrees year-round, to live in Austin, Texas? I don't know. He might have outthought this one, man. I don't know. Jungle Brother Doug, you bashing your list on what other list you've seen from a bunch of nerds? BPA nomination right there with the top 5 without Boomerang. A damn movie with Halle Berry and Robin Givens. Well, I didn't actually let how you call them nerds, and I would never call the Stewies nerds. I wouldn't let anybody else change my mind on my list. What that person did in making me change my list or getting me to change my list is they reminded me of a damn movie I just forgot. It's as simple as that. RJC, top 5 Eddie Murphy movies. Number 5, Beverly Hills Cop. Number 4, Trading Places. I'm trying to read the way he has it here. Number 3, Harlem Nights. Number 2, Life. And number 1, Coming to America. You can kind of guess what my number 1 is going to be. We'll talk about it a little bit in the last segment of the show. So, yeah, don't go away. We'll finish up this top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. And I'll also tell you a little news coming out on the New York Jets. We'll talk about that. And damn it, the show is over already. Unbelievable. But stay tuned. We got another 12 to 15 minutes left on the realest, treeless sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So, I'm probably 6. So, Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield and it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whipped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
You must be out of your goddamn mind. Joe Louis, the greatest boxer ever lived. I'll be with you boys in a minute. He was bad in Cassius Clay. He bad in Sugar Ray. He bad in that. Who that? The new boy they got. Mike Tyson look like a bulldog. He bad at him too. He done whipped Mike Tyson there. He whipped all their asses.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something wonderful. All. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
That's right. He did whoop Joe Louis' ass. Joe Louis was 75 years old when they fought. I don't know how old he was, but he got his ass whooped. Joe Louis had come out of retirement to fight Rocky Marciano. The man was 76 years old. Joe Louis always lied about his age. He lied about his age all the time. One time, Frank Sinatra comes out here and sat down in this chair. And I said, Frank, you hang out with Joe Louis. Just between me and you, how old is Joe Louis? You know what Frank told me? He said, hey, Joe Louis is 137 years old. 137 years old.
Oh, man, you ain't never meet no Frank Sinatra.
Coming in at number one is Coming to America. You knew what it was. I mean, y'all just knew what it was. The top 5 Eddie Murphy movies of all time. Coming to America is number one on my list. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And looking at these movies once again, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Eddie Murphy's 54 years old today. He's getting up there a little bit. My number one criteria was how much did I laugh? I laughed a little bit more at The Nutty Professor than I did at Life. Life is what I had at number 5. Harlem Nights, I laughed a little bit more in Harlem Nights than I did when I watched The Nutty Professor. I laughed a little bit more in Norbit than I did at Harlem Nights. And I laughed more so than any other movie that Eddie Murphy has ever made in Coming to America than any of them. Simple as that, and that's my list. That's my list. I mean, that scene with Eddie Murphy in the barbershop when he was playing the barber, and he was playing the other little guys in the barber. I think he played like 2 other guys. He played the white guy in the barber as well. That just speaks to the genius of Eddie Murphy, just like the scene in Nutty Professor at the table when he played 5, 6 different characters. I mean, that just speaks to the man's genius. That speaks to the man's genius. And I had him at number one on my list all time of comedians, even over the great Richard Pryor. And people didn't like it, but that's fine. I know a lot of you don't like that I got Norbit at the number 2 Eddie Murphy movie of all time, but that's fine. But once again, in the famous words of Ric Flair, it's my list. Okay? I don't care what you say about any of these movies. My list is my list. And that's what I'm sticking with. Yeah, so there you have it. All right, so it's kind of leaked out a little bit. It's kind of leaked out a little bit that the Jets might be in the market for a quarterback. All right, you know they can't get the first quarterback, which is going to be Tampa Bay taking Jameis Winston. And so what does that leave? That leaves Marcus Mariota. The Jets pick 6. And so I guess the Geno Smith experiment is over, if that's the case. So the Jets would, in effect, have to move up. They're thinking they're at 6 right now, and so they probably have to move up to number 2. There's been some talk about the Titans probably or maybe looking to take Marcus Mariota with the number 2 pick. What do y'all think about that? I don't know, man. It's just like sometimes I see Geno and I'm like, he sucks. I mean, he absolutely sucks, you know? And then other times he makes NFL throws. Other times I see a lot of potential and I see a lot of flash. But what you do is when you just discard Geno Smith, you use the high pick on the guy and thought that he could possibly be your quarterback in the future. So what you in effect do, if you cast him to the side and you get another quarterback, you're starting over from scratch, you know, from ground zero. And I don't know how you ever get consistency, you know, playing musical chairs with your quarterback. You got to let guys grow in the NFL, man. And I talked about this yesterday, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, about Jameis Winston and having to take his lumps when he gets into the league, but you still got to work with him. You got to give him an opportunity to feel things out. I think they should still do that with Geno Smith. Like, I'm really torn about this Geno Smith kid, man, because once again, sometimes he looks absolutely dreadful in some of the throws he makes and reading defenses, and it's just awful. But then sometimes, man, this guy throws that 15-yard out, man, and he hits the guy right in the numbers. So if you're a Jets fan, man, what are your thoughts on this? Are you ready to move on from Geno Smith and make it the Marcus Mariota experiment? Because Marcus Mariota is going to have, you know, a period where he's going to have to get acclimated to the NFL, a learning period, have you? And I don't just know if that's good. I don't know if that's good. I just don't know if that's the way to go. So we'll see. The Jets organization has pretty much been a train wreck, in my opinion. I mean, drafting or signing Tim Tebow and a lot of the players that they've drafted over the years, the Jets just seem like they never get it. They absolutely never get it. And this just seems like another list in the another thing on the long list of bad Jet moves if they do this to move up to get Marcus Mariota. Now, Marcus Mariota turns out to be, I don't know, Steve Young or somebody like that, then it'll work out. But I just don't know. Based off the past, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I just don't think it's a good idea. Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Doug Stewart Show. Tell one person, pass the word about the Doug Stewart Show, and I would really appreciate it. From a man, Football Junkie, Doug must have watched Norbert on that Sticky Icky. All right, here you go. Harold Archie, man, I laughed my ass off watching Norbert. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Once again, the storyline, very juvenile, very simple. I don't know if they had a budget in it for the movie like they did for Coming to America with all that pageantry and all them dancing Africans. I don't know. Or what it took to make Harlem Nights with all those big names. I don't know. But I know one thing. I laugh more when I watch Norbert than I did when I watched Harlem Nights, The Nutty Professor, and Life. And also these other honorable mentions. I got my honorable mentions. I got Boomerang. I got Trading Places, which was a fantastic movie, which was a real good movie, and Beverly Hills Cops. So, yeah, I'm telling you. And maybe you just slept on Norbert. Rasputin was bananas. Oh, my God. I think people just don't give, because it was so, what's the term they call that type of comedy? I forgot what they call it. The kind of comedy that Jerry Lewis did. The kind of comedy that Martin Lawrence did. They got a particular name for it, and I can't think of it right now. But because they did so much of that, slapstick, that's the term. Because it was so slapstick, I think people really just, tuned out. And they just, discounted it. But I'm telling you, man, go back and watch Norbert. Now, if you have a cocktail or two, it will help. It definitely will help. Yeah. From Rough Buff, Norbert didn't make my top 20. What? Oh. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all missing out. From Niner for Life, T's partial list was still better than Doug's list. Oh, whatever. I hate you. I hate all y'all lists. My list is the best. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and your list. All right, man, be careful this weekend. We're going to do it again Monday. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Shouts out to Tree, even though she isn't here today. Be careful in them streets. Waterhead Walter that produced the show today. Thank you, Waterhead. Appreciate all that you do. Dwayne Bassan and Gerald Oliveri. Definitely appreciate all that y'all do. Y'all make this show happen. And shouts out to all of the Stewies. Thank you. Pass the word. We'll do it again Monday. Peace.